Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Paladins of the West Kingdom. Paladins of the West Kingdom is a game from Renegade Game Studios and Garphill Games, designed by Shem Phillips and S.J. McDonald. Plays 1 to 4 players in about, you're looking at 90 minutes, probably. And what you're doing in this is you are taking on the role of a paladin, hence the name. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to recruit different types of people to come to your land and take different actions so you can go explore and score some points. Effectively, how this game plays is similar to Orleans, if you played that, where you're going to be using these different color meeples. You're going to put them on your board. The different action spaces are going to require certain numbers and certain colors of meeples. Once you put the meeples there, you can take that action. You may have to pay some money, you may have to pay some revisions. You may get some criminals that come along that give you some suspicion, which can be bad when the Inquisition comes. But ultimately, you're trying to take all those actions to score the most points. That's a terrible overview. It's hard to explain kind of what this game is. So let's just go down to the table. Check it out. Alright, so here's a game of Paladins of the West Kingdom, almost all set up for 2 players. So I have this set up kind of funky. This board's supposed to be all next to each other, but just to fit it in the table, I kind of zigzagged it a little bit. And there should be some room next to each of the boards, but just to get it all in the shot, I had to kind of do it like this. So it'll look less crazy and crowded when you're actually playing. So to set up, you're going to put out all these boards. You're going to shuffle the villagers and the outsiders. Put the villagers up here across the top. The outsiders are down there. You're going to shuffle the suspicion decks. Put the deck cards there. Take the town cards here and shuffle those. Each player is going to get their own paladin deck, which I've already done. They're going to have backgrounds that match the space on your board. Let's move those. Okay, then you're going to put all the stuff on the board that I've already done. So each of these 3 attribute markers here, the absolution jars, the commission, the garrisons, and the develop. Everybody's all set up the same. Now, to finish setup, the player who's last, so in this case, this player, will take a starting townsperson. So let's see here. They're going to take this one. They want to start fortifying. So I'm going to keep this off screen, but that's their ability. Whenever they fortify, they're going to get a white meeple. All right, and then I'll take one over here, and I'm going to take this one. So it's going to encourage me to build some garrisons. Whenever I garrison, I'll get a white person. All right, then we'll slide the rest down, and we will refill. Okay, now to get started, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to flip 3 of these cards. It's number of players plus 1. And we're also going to flip this first card right here, which is an in-game goal. We want to convert 5 people by the end of the game, which means people that are at the bottom of our board here, which you're not going to be able to see that well. And if we can convert 5, we'll score 4 points at the end of the game. All right, so now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to shuffle up our paladin deck. And we're going to do the following. We're going to take 3 cards. We're going to pick 1 to play for the round, which means we'll put it on the board. We'll put 1 on the bottom of the deck and 1 on the top of the deck that we'll look at next round. So the cards are going to look like this. They're going to have an ability for the round. They're going to give you 2 workers, and they're going to have a temporary increase into 2 attributes. So let's see, I have trading, developing, and garrisoning. Let's play this one. So I'll play the garrison one. This will go face down, but I'm just not going to do that. Then for the other 2, I will do developing on top, and then I'll put the other one on the bottom. And for the other player, I'm just going to do it random. So we'll do one on bottom, and we'll leave the other one on top. All right, there we go. Now they flip. We get our meeples, so they'll get 2 blues. I'll get a blue and a red. And then starting with me, I will get to pick one of these extra cards for an additional 4 meeples. So let's see. I'm going to be garrisoning, and I need red, white, and red, any color, and blue for that. So let's do this one. So I'll take 2 greens, a blue, and a red. And all these meeples do have names. I'm not going to call them by their names, but they have thematic names. Like warrior, I think. And like black is cleric. This is a criminal, that kind of thing. But I'm just going to call them by the color. And then they're going to do the same thing. They're going to take this card because they don't want to have nothing but blue. So they'll get a blue, a green, and 2 black. And now we're ready to play. So starting with me, because I have the scroll, we're going to assign our workers onto the board. Think of Orleans, same kind of thing. We're going to assign our workers to the board to take the actions. So the actions are developing, which would mean I take one of these where all these squares are, I could put it there. It's going to make it easier to run that space like automation in Orleans. And when you uncover a worker, you're going to get that worker. Commission, you're going to send these guys out to the board based on how strong you are in faith. So the numbers are there, so you can see what you're looking at. And then you're going to get the bonus that you cover up, and you're going to up your influence. Garrisoning, same thing. You're going to put it out there based on military this time. Get the bonus. You're going to up your faith. Absolving, you'll take one of these based on where you are on the influence track. So the first one's 0. Put it over here, collect a bonus, get rid of a suspicion card. Costs a coin, but it's going to up your faith. Then you can attack people, which means if I had a military strength of 1, I could attack this, or 3, or I could attack this one, and you're going to get the bonus that's in the top right here. Converting, same thing, but you're going to use faith. This will be 0 faith, and I'm going to get 1 red, and then I'm going to get an in-game point, an in-game goal that I'm trying to achieve. And then with fortify, you're going to take one of these cards right here, and you're going to start building your wall across the top here. Oh, we're supposed to get 3 coins too. Forgot. So we get 3 coins, and we get a provision. All right, and then what else did we talk about? I did all that. And over here, this is just where you're going to collect resources. So this is where I go to develop 2 of any color people. 4 coins, put a development down. If I go here with 1 person, I can eject a townsfolk and get the bonus at the top here. If I go there with 2 people, I can recruit the townsfolk into my team, and then I'll get to use the brown section at the bottom. You got to pay the coin cost if you do that, or take a debt card. Here I can pray with a black meeple, 2 coins. I can clear off a space to use it again this round. Here I can conspire, turn any color meeple into purple. When you take a criminal, you also take a suspicion card, which could give you some coins, but it's going to be bad if the Inquisition comes. And then this is how you get provisions and money. So let's just go ahead and get started now. So I think, since my character does some garrisoning, let's do one. So we will go blue, green, and red. Then we're going to garrison. So I'll take this. It costs me 1 provision, which we start with 1 provision. So I'll get rid of that. And then, based on my military right now is a temporary 3. So I could put it out anywhere on here or here, not the 3 or 4 spaces, because that's for 3 or 4 player games. So I think what I want to do is, I want to get some money. So I'm going to go here, get 2 coins. And then, when I uncovered that, I move up 1 on the faith track. All right, and that's my turn. Then this player, they're going to do the same kind of thing. But I think what they want to do is, what's their ability? Trading gains 2 additional silver. All right, so let's just do this. So they're going to come here with a blue. Whoa. They'll go here for 1. Get 1 coin, plus 2 extra, so they'll get 3 coins. And that's their action. Then back to me. I have a red, a green, and a blue. Oh, what can I do here? What can I do? I'm going to actually develop. So I'm going to come here. Any colors can come here. I'll spend 4 of my gold. Take this. I'll get a white meeple, which I think is peasant. I believe that's what they are. And now I can come over here and cover up a space to maybe make an action later. So let's do fortify. All right. Oh, and because of my special ability, garrisoning costs no provision, so I should take my provision back. Sorry, I didn't pay attention to that before I started. All right, and that was my turn, so I developed. Now it's the other player's turn. They are going to, I think they're going to absolve, so you can see what that looks like. So they're going to come to the absolution here, and I'll put a blue. They'll spend 1 coin. Their influence level has to be at 0, which it is. They'll take this. They'll pay a coin. They'll up their faith track to 1. And then they're going to cover up any bonus that they want to. And I think they're going to cover up 2 provisions. And they would also get rid of a suspicion if they had one, but they don't have one. So they get 2 provisions. All right, that's their turn. Now it's back to me. I have a green and a white, so I am going to fortify. Here's how fortification works. You go here. You will look up here. Your influence has to be at a 0 to fortify for the first one, and you have to pay 1 provision. Because my garrison was free, I can now do that. You take a card from the fortified deck. You get the bonus, so I will get 1 military strength. And then I will get 3 peasants. And then I'll just tuck this under my board. If you can get enough of these, you're going to score points at the end of the game. So just tuck it. All right, then they have a black and a blue. They have 3. They can't do anything on the big side. They're actually going to do this. They're going to do a conspire. So they'll go there, take a criminal. Criminals are wild. They can go to any space, but they also come with some suspicion. So when you get suspicion, you take the coins. So they're going to get 2 coins. If it's red, which all of those are, they come from the tax. When the tax area is empty, we'll do an inquisition. That's how whoever has the most suspicion is going to get some debt they got to pay off or discard. Then you're going to discard some of your suspicion. So that was their turn. Back to me. I have 3 white meeples. See, now I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to come here with one of my white meeples, take a criminal, suspicion. I get 2 as well. I'll just keep it down here because normally they would go up here like I did over there, but I get 2 coins as well. And then it's back to that player. I think they're going to pass. You can carry over 3 workers per round, so no more than 3, so they're going to pass. When you pass, you just take off all the workers back to the supply. Whoops. Messed that all up. And then you're done for the round. I still have 3. Do I want to do anything else? I think I want to get a provision. Provisions are important. So I'm going to go there, take a provision. Oh, also when I garrison, because of my special power, I should have gotten a white guy. So I forgot about that. Now I'm going to pass as well. So I'm going to carry over these 3. Put all of these back in the supply. Red and blue, red and blue. All right. And that's the end of the round. Then what we're going to do is we'll pass the first player marker, so they're now first player. Anything that's on the far left or far right here get discarded. Everything else will get slid down. We will slide in this, slide all these down. Get a new outsider. Okay, then we'll reveal round number 2. Get rid of this. We will now, if we can get 5 of these absolution jars over here, we'll score 6 points at the end of the game. Then we'll reveal 3 cards again. And we'll keep going like that. Now the game's going to play over 7 rounds. Next round, we're going to flip this and this. This will give us an additional worker placement spot. So whoever wants to come up here first, say I had a peasant, I can send a peasant up here to get 2 provisions and a tax. Now, as soon as the last coin's taken from tax, I'll go ahead and explain that right now. The inquisition happens. What happens there is you're going to look and see who has the most suspicion. So in this case, we both have 1. Player or players that have the most will get a debt card. It's worth -3 points unless you can flip it. Then it's worth a point. Or if you discard it, it's just gone. So we each take 1 of these. And now, if we had more than 1, we could discard rounding down. So if like we had 3, we could discard 1, keep 2 to get rid of them. Then what you would do is you would refill the tax supply to 5 coins in a 2-player game. And then, we'll play that round, flip, flip, flip. And then at the end of the game, you're going to do a bunch of scoring. You're going to score for any of these points that you've revealed by building things. So like if I had all these out, 6 points, so on and so forth. If I can get all my markers up to here, that's 40 points. You're going to get points for any of your converts. You're going to get points for these goals right here. You're going to get points for if you make it down here far enough. And I think that's it. That's the majority of and any of your debt cards that you have paid off, you will get points for. And then whoever has the most points at the end of all of that, this is a quick and dirty overview. Whoever has the most points at the end of all that is the winner. So that's how you play Paladins of the West Kingdom. Let's go to the top, see what you think about it. All right, well, that was Paladins of the West Kingdom. First off, this is the second game I've played in the West Kingdom series. I've also played Architects, and I will say that I think I like this one better. Architects had a little bit more meanness to it, where you could put people's workers in jail and they had to go get them out, and I didn't love that as much. This one I'm kind of doing my own thing. I'm really only affected by you maybe if you're going out to the board with your commission and your garrisons and you take the place that I want, or you trigger an inquisition, or maybe you take one of the king's favor cards that I wanted to go to, that kind of thing. But other than that, I'm doing my own little thing on my board, trying to score the most points. So this is more my jam. I love the art. This is the Miko art. So you can see it on the box lid here. Looks like the Miko. Let me see if I can find a card. Here's the card. You can kind of see what he's got going on there. He's a really great artist. Shem Phillips uses him on all of his games, or at least most of his games. So Raiders of the North Sea, Architects, this one, and Viscounts all have the Miko art. Valeria, Card Kingdoms, he does all that art too, but he's just a good artist. So I like all that. I like the different bits. I'm not going to get them out, but you saw them in the overview. Just different shaped wooden bits is always awesome. So I like all the production in this game. The rule book, nice square. It's got a quick reference for icons on the back, which I appreciate. It tells you what everything does really clearly. Gives you setup, pictures. It gives you solo mode if you want to do all that. No complaints there. My only complaint, the box, they've been rocking this small size of box. I think for all that you get in these games, this box is too small. I'm not complaining about the small box, other than I can't fit stuff back in it that well. And if you get an expansion, you're going to have 2 boxes. So you might as well just make the box bigger. But that's a small complaint. So I like this game quite a bit. Of both of the West Kingdoms games, this is my favorite. I haven't played Viscounts. That one looks pretty heavy and awesome. But I do like this one. I like this better than Raiders of the North Sea as well. They're not the same at all, but it's better. Now, I said Orleans a couple times during the playthrough and right here, and that's where this is going to get a ding for me. When I played this game for the first time, it was getting explained, and I felt like I didn't even need the explanation because I know how to play Orleans. This felt like Orleans, but instead of drawing the workers out of my bag, I'm getting cards to tell me what workers I'm using, and I know what I'm using, but I have to still use those people on certain actions to take the action. So while it's different enough, it still felt familiar enough to me that I'm not 100% sure that I need to keep both of these in my collection. I probably will because they're different enough, but I really like Orleans, and this game to me is not as good as Orleans, so that's gonna, that's why it's not gonna get as high a rating as it probably would have had I never played Orleans. So all that being said, it is BGM accepted. I'm gonna give this a BGM accepted seal, 7 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 3.5 out of 5 wrenches on an arbitrary wrench scale that means absolutely nothing. But we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what I am going to do. So that is Paladins of the West Kingdom from Renegade Game Studios and Garfield Games. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.